she had a large angle exotropia. Okay. So this was a large angle exotropia in which both the eyes are unable to adapt. And you see the 9 bases. This is the So how do we tackle such cases? In this case, we
once again just show me the previous one where medial side of the eye. Okay. Now when you look at here in the before diagnosis, before going to surgery, so I tell you this distance between the limbus and the character is much larger than what it would be in an ordinary eye with exotropia. So if you probably put some decongestants and examine this area carefully, you may not see medial recti at all. That is one way of diagnosing what could this problem be. Glance this conjunctiva and look carefully under the microscope at this area. If it is medial rectus, you will always see the attachment and you will see a few fibers going inside. But if there is an absence of medial rectus, which could be the diagnosis in this, you will see that there is nothing seen there. The insertion mark is faint and no fibers seen. And this will give another clue. This looks as though the medial rectus has retracted following the slippage after skin surgery. Even following skin surgery, you will find this distance will be more. Am I right in my assumptions?
Yeah, that's right. That you can blanch the conjunctiva and see the muscle fibers, but that may not always be effective. I mean, you can't always see the medial rectus. And sometimes you see there is a sheet-like thing which is attached. Yeah. So you may have confusion. And in this case, we had more confusion when we did the MRI. Now, if you see the MRI, you will find, because of the large angle exotropia, the optic nerves are more nasal, but close to the optic nerve, you will see there is a medial rectus there. So bilaterally, there is a medial rectus. See this is a medial rectus, which is still there, and bilaterally. So when we initially thought that it could be a medial rectus aplasia, but on the orbital MRI, you will see nicely there is a muscle which is there. It's thinner than the lateral rectus or the inferior rectus, but it is there. So we were little amazed that there is a medial rectus. But this is not always so amazing as we have been seeing. So when we were exploring, and we were suspecting that the medial rectus would be aplastic, but why this muscle stump is still there? What will we be finding? So when we were looking at it, we found that the muscle wasn't there. There was only a sheath of the muscle which was there. There were only the vessels which were there. I will show a video of that. And in this case, of course, I'm going, because the time is short, I was rushing to what we did, which is also interesting. It's a new procedure which from Japan, Dr. Nishida has described. In such a case, when we are going to stay in the anterior segment, what do we do? What was done in this case is we have used the medial recti. Now, if you do a partial VRT also, you are having some risk of compromising the vascular supply. If there is an absent MR and there is exotropia, first thing is you would like to recess the LR. And if you do the vertical recti for the vertical rectus transpositioning, you would definitely have an anterior segment issue. So we need to have something else which can work for the adduction without compromising the vascular circulation. And this is schematically showing you what we did. In fact, we didn't do the LR recession in the first step. We only did the VRT because in one eye the abduction was still not so tight, and we just did the vertical rectus transpositioning Nishida's approach, in which the muscles are not disinserted. We have just taken a bite by the ethicon suture, 5 ethicon, 8 millimeters, full muscle width away from the insertion side, and then brought it medially. And we have transposed these muscles both on the nasal side where there was an absent muscle. And we found that after the surgery there was still an exo. So we did an 8 mm recession of the lateral rectus to the. This was done on the first day. Both eyes modified Nishida's procedure to 8 mm from the MR insertion side, and you have a residual exo. But from 90 she has come down to about 25% of exotropia, and otherwise it's fine. You see, and even the adduction is improved. See that? So the VRT, but this is a modified Nishida's operation we haven't disinserted the muscles. Then we looked at the iris fluids and angiography. After the surgery, we hadn't compromised the vessel circulation. So since the cornea was clear, no easy flares in the iris fluids and angiography did not show any evidence of this, then we went ahead and did the lateral rectus on one side, recession of lateral rectus, and from the pre-op we got the correction of this foot. Would you like to this one case similar to this we have published earlier in archives in German this year, which was having again the medial rectus was possible, and what we had sort of said that possibility is that there is in such cases there is a medial rectus development up to the equator, and beyond that the global part. So there is an orbital part, and the global part which we talk about histopathologically, there is a differential development embryologically of the two parts. And maybe we are having a development of the orbital part, but the global part doesn't develop at all. So in that case also we had totally aplastic medial recti to see, but the global part, the imaging showed the medial rectus come together. We can show the video if you want of the Nishida's procedure.
Thank you, Robert.